I think it looks okay. Um, Now I can't see anything. You know how sometimes when people move from one city to another city or one country to another country, they often come back sounding different or even doing things differently, right? They they adopt these new things and we judge them, right? And we say, "Really? Only 2 years and you already do it like this and you already sound so different?" um that's not fair. I think we should stop doing that. We should just quit it. We should stop because it's not fair, right? Today's video is all about that, right? I want to talk about how we sometimes adopt new things and new ways of doing things, new habits, new mannerisms when we move to a different part of the world. And I'm going to share my personal experience and how Korea has changed me. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Zan. I'm South African. I'm in my late 20s. I live in Korea. I teach English there. And I have this YouTube channel where I like to share things close to my heart, things I like, and my experiences here and anywhere else. Before I go further, thank you so much for coming in and watching this video. You really don't have to, but you are watching, and you're really cute for doing that, and I really love you for doing that. So, in an attempt to be professional, and be concise and be straight to the point and avoid yapping in circles, I made some notes for this little discussion for it to move forward and have a direction because I'm very prone to just yapping about with no direction. All right, let's begin. These are the ways in which I have changed since my move to Korea. They are not very big changes, they're slight changes, but a change is a change, a difference is a difference. And to start this off, I'm going to mention how I have developed a sweet tooth. That is crazy. I've always been a salty and spicy kind of girl, but now I can't go a day without something sweet. When I say a day, it's not a hyperbole. I mean it like literally. I mean it literally. I must have something sweet every day. But of course, I try to be responsible and I try to make it a fruit and not a candy or a dessert. But that is surprising. And I know how it happened. I know how it happened. Most of the food in Korea usually has sugar. Even the things you wouldn't think have sugar, they are spiked with a little bit of sweetness. When I say things are sweet here, I mean even a sandwich. You buy a sandwich expecting it to be a sandwich, but you're gonna get a little sweet surprise in the sandwich. And what do you know? Now I really appreciate these sweet surprises, and I'm actually counting on them. And I'm just like crossing my fingers. I hope we have a sweet surprise. It's pathetic, I know, but that's my condition right now. And this is something I noticed since my move to Korea. I wasn't always like this. Another very important mention is coffee. You know, I never used to drink coffee before. If anything, I was totally against coffee. I hated the way it made me feel. I hated how when I had coffee, I would feel jittery and, my body would just go into this weird frenzy and my heart would beat so fast. I hated this. But now I'm actually counting on this so that I can be productive. I started drinking coffee out of necessity. I would have no energy, but a lot of work to do. And I would remember how coffee makes me feel, keeps me awake, and I would grab a cup, and after which I would work very hard. So I was like, oh, this is magic. I want to tap into this magic. So yeah, I started drinking coffee out of necessity. And now I am a coffee drinker. Next on the list is how all my clothes are dark. Like I wear dark clothes only now. Korean fashion is usually like sharp, minimal, and chic. And guess what? I conformed just like that. Now my wardrobe is like a black, white, gray void, and it's so dull and so boring. And I'm really trying to get color back into my life currently. I'm not gonna say I don't like these dark colors. I'm really getting it. I really love it. I really enjoy it, but I'm also aware of how dull everything is. And I don't appreciate that. I love color. But I think I mentioned in another video how this came to be. You know, I do my shopping in Korea, and when I go into a shop, I'm looking at jackets. I've only got the options provided to me, which are black, gray, and white or navy blue. I have to choose from these options because that's what I have at my disposal. I can't pick an orange jacket where there's no orange jackets. So I think that's how it's come to be. And now I'm actively trying to bring back color into my closet, and I now have something yellow or mustard. Yeah, so I'm so happy about that. I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to making my wardrobe a little more colorful. Another change that I've noticed is I am always on my phone, and I'm on my phone a lot more than I was back home. And this is because everybody is on their phones here. We're all zombies. We don't even look where we're going. I have memorized my way around the town. I know where to turn. I count the steps and I turn, and I don't even look around. It's so normal to just walk around with your eyes glued on your phone and not look around. So much so that even when we knock into each other as people, we don't even like make a fuss about it. It's just like, whatever, that happened, sorry. I think for me, this is a very big change because I would never walk around with my eyes glued on my phone in my country because I'll just be asking for somebody to come snatch the phone off my hands. That's literally what I would be doing. So I feel safe here to take out my phone and be on my phone the whole time because I don't think somebody's gonna come and snatch it off my hands. And also, like, I'm inspired by my surroundings. I look around and everybody is on their phones, and I also have a phone. So I reach for my phone and I scroll away. Finally, I want to talk about how Korea has influenced me to care a lot more about how I look. You know, um, maybe this could also be because of coming of age. Because when I moved to Korea, I was relatively young, and I was a tomboy for most part of my life. I wasn't really embracing my femininity that much, and I didn't care a lot about things that women usually care about. And all this came to me in my 20s, like mid 20s, and I was in Korea at that time. So maybe it is the coming of age, but because it happened when I was in Korea, I could easily credit it to Korea. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I want to give it to Korea. So yeah, in Korea, everybody looks very beautiful outside. People make an effort to look pretty, and that is very inspiring. It makes you go home and think, oh, I want to wear my hair differently tomorrow. I want to wear makeup when I step out tomorrow. I want to look cuter when I step out tomorrow. And I think it's a good thing. I love that I care a lot about how I look, and this means I'm taking care of myself a lot better than I did before. Getting my hair done when I have to get my hair done, um, all these things that I never cared about. I think in the past, I would actually even get into little arguments with my friends when they try to convince me to wear some eyeliner. And I'm like, I don't want to wear this eyeliner. Why do I have to wear this eyeliner? And I would be so frustrated, but now you don't have to tell me twice. I'm probably gonna wear it before you even say it. I think that is all I've had to say today, and we're gonna wrap it up right here. But I want to ask people to share their own experiences. If you've moved from one country to another country, maybe what are some new things or habits that you've adopted since you're moving, and how do you feel about that? It doesn't have to be a country, it could be another city. What are some new things that you do now that you didn't do before? And I'd really like to know all about that. Write extensively. I love reading comments and having conversations in the comment section. So let's do that. Thank you again for watching. You're very cute for watching until this far. I really appreciate it. Have a great day and goodbye.